Okay.
For those who
what we do here is go back.
4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Hoi hoi hoi! What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Child of Mecha live stream. I am your host, Tim, the one and only Child of Mecha. It's Friday, you guys. We made it through another week, so congratulations on that. We are finally at the weekend. Lovely, right? So, what's on schedule for tonight? More of that. But it might be the last one of that. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Yes, so as Andrew Young has eloquently said in the YouTube chat, I am rocking the Titans test team tonight in honor of me listening to Watership Down. Man, good so far. Really, really good so far. And it does kind of give you a bit of insight into the naming convention for the Titan test team mechs, the Hazel, the Woundwort, Bigwig, Heisenflay, all of those particular mechs, man. It gives you just a tad bit of insight on where where those names came from and what they mean, the meaning behind them, right? So, and for the longest time, and I have to admit this, for the longest time, I thought that was a goat. I mean, seriously, look at it. That looks like a goat, you guys. But no, I have to admit, that's a rabbit. So, maybe that's, I don't know, maybe that's Ella Ray Ra? I don't know. For those of you that don't know, Ella Ray Ra in the book is the rabbit god, god of rabbits or whatever, so that's kind of, I guess, who they pray to, sort of. So yeah, I think it'd probably be only appropriate if that was, Ella Ray Ra. I don't know, but hey, good book. If you haven't read it, go read it. If you're not into reading, go check out the audiobook, readily available. If you're not into that, wait until the Netflix miniseries comes out. If you can't wait, try to find the 1978 version. It's not that great. I've watched it. I actually watched it last night. It's okay. Little differences here and there from the book, and it's a lot shorter. They speed things up like crazy in that movie, but still really good. Really good. So, if you want one of these bunny, goat, rabbit thingies, go get you one in the Child of Mecha store, www.childofmecha.com. Hit up the store. You'll find shirts, you find hats, you find bags, other things. Yeah. This is the long sleeve version. So, you can rock that. We get a short sleeve version. There's other versions, other logos too. So yeah, it's fun times. So go check that out. Let's see. So any of the tools and stuff like that you see me working with tonight, you can check them right down here on the Amazon link, on YouTube, over on this side if you're watching on Facebook, Twitch. Sorry about that. You have to find them on one of the other two. But so yeah, so hit those up. And all sorts of tools, camera gear for streaming, books for inspiration. You know the drill. Go check it out. Go get you something. So, we're going to do some more masking tonight. And I made a lot of leeway in the past couple days with like the big parts. especially the jump pack, the hunchback, as I have started to call it. Masked 2 out of the 3 main parts, and we'll work on the third tonight. Mainly the kind of hunchback part we're going to work on tonight, which is going to be complicated. Yeah, it's going to be complicated. So that's what we're going to tackle tonight. We got a few more of the red armor pieces to hit up, and we may or may not get to those. I don't know. Yeah. So this one's coming to a close, you guys. Like, for real. Like, that's all that's left in the to-do bin. Just the feet and inner frame, and the parts of the inner frame. And they're little dingly bits, you know, just stupid little pieces, like the arm, like the inner elbow joint, and, you know, stupid dumb pieces like that. The bottom of the foot, and gears and actuators and all that crap. So hopefully that should go quick once we get the detail work done. Excuse me. And then hopefully by Monday, masking hell will be over, and we'll be moving on to my favorite part, decals. Yes. And I'll show you the process that I go through with putting on decals, making them lay really, really nice. Man, just, you know, kind of my placement theory, style, if you will. So yeah, so that's what we'll be doing, hopefully Monday. But you know what, we'll see. We will see, right? Who knows what the weekend will hold, especially for me. But hey, with that, Andrew Young in the chat, he asked, Tim, you doing a Gumpa talk about GBWC this year or nah? Yes, we are. But since GBWC is so early this year, it is going to be a review show. And we're not going to have it this coming weekend, as in tomorrow, but we're going to have it the following weekend on the 15th. Okay? So, and we're going to have hopefully a special guest. You know, we'll save that more toward when we get closer to it. Let's put it that way. So, yeah, fun times. Anyway, let's get into this, shall we? Camera 2. All right, so let's recap just real quickly what I have been able to do over the past couple days. Let's get zoomed in first in preparation for showing these off. And let's see here. All right, so first and foremost, here is the frame, kind of the thing that holds everything together on the jump pack, right? You know, so this is where the 2 boosters go. This is where the main, like the middle part goes, and then you have, you know, these pieces on the side. These will become that kind of dark gray color. And you can kind of see really here on like the very, very thin parts of this, the tape is starting to pull up. That, my friends, is 100% completely normal. So if you have parts like this sitting around and you see that, not a big deal. That's how it is. That's called surface adhesion. Yeah. The smaller amount of surface a piece of tape has to adhere to, the more likely it will be to pull back. So the more surface it has, the more grip it has. All you got to do is just take your sticky tack, just punch that right down in there, and it's good as new. You're ready to spray it again. Same thing with all these other little pieces. Just go around that. You know, I'll do that once I get to spraying this piece, hopefully later tonight. Yeah, just go around that with your sticky tack. Just push that tape down. Perfectly fine. Ready to spray. Bada boom, bada bing. Same thing. So you can see kind of how that little bitty piece right there kind of starting to pull up, right? Take your sticky tack. Just push that right down. Man, you are golden once again. So there's that. There's the frame. Pretty happy with that. Man, the real pain the other night, and I think you guys remember me working on these, were these grenades. Here they are, all masked up in nice little packages, looking pretty good. Got the buttons on, you know, the little button details on top. Those are all masked off, ready to become dark gray. Both sides, looking good. And then the main part of the backpack, the real hunchback, if you will, is this part right here. And I believe Andrew or somebody, it might have been Andrew too, had asked if I was going to paint this little guy. And yes, he is masked off. The bottom here is nicely masked off. These little kind of round details here, these were a pain in the butt, I'm telling you. I actually had to, these are so small, these are only 1.5 millimeters wide. I had to resort to another method to get a nice circular mask cut on these. This was an option of last resort. I had to actually pull out one of these guys. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, let me kind of show you what it is. This is a, it's just a circular hole punch. And usually this is used for, this is like a leather hole punch. But all you do, real simple, is you get the one that you want. And luckily I had like a 1.5. They come in, focus camera. They come in, you know, different diameters, and all you got to do, real easy, just lay it down right there, kind of just lay it flat on your masking tape. You know, you take a little hammer. In this case, I just kind of took a, you know, a little pair of pliers like this and just, ow. And so yeah, so then you get this nice little circular mask. It didn't go through all the way. You gotta, sometimes you gotta do it a couple times, but you can see right there that we got really nice little circles, and that worked out rather well. So pretty happy with that. This is not something that I use very often, this this hole punch. I will usually go for the circle cutter, right? But this does come in handy, I have to admit. I have maybe used this 2 or 3 times since I bought it, and so when you need it, it's there. So one of those things. So yeah, so this came out quite nicely, this masking and all. This sides will become dark gray. This little vent right up front here will become dark gray. This kind of, you know, strapping detail from the bottom transitioning to the front will all become dark gray, and then we'll mask a little bit off, and parts of this will become that nice light gray that we have seen on the model so far. So that's doing pretty good. You know what? I don't know if I've shown you guys the weapon yet, the gun, because I think I might not have. So there's the gun in its current form. I need to do a little bit of masking on this, nothing crazy, just a little bit, just hints of gray, and it will become this dark gray right here. So this color is actually not, it may seem black on the screen, but it's not. It's actually Mr. Color's navy blue color. And I think it's I think it's in the, it's like 11 or 12, something around there. So yeah, this is actually really nice and subtly dark. And I really dig it. It's a very cool dark color, and you can definitely, in the right light, you can see that it is navy blue, but otherwise it just doesn't register as navy blue. It just kind of registers as a very dark gray, right? And here's one of the clips Oh, it's not focusing. There we go. Nice little two-tone there. Got that nice navy blue and then that dark gray inside. I really dig that. C14. Thank you, Sorvon. Sorvon over there on Twitch holding it down for us with the modding duties. He says it's C14. I knew it was in like the top 20 somewhere, but I'm not going to go out there to look for it. But thank you, Sorvon. Appreciate that, buddy. So yeah, so I think the weapon is coming up daisies. Yeah. Boom. There's Mikkel. What's going on, dude? Thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Andrew Young. We will discuss that if the need arises. Your temporary promotion. If we need it, you'll get it back. If not, you won't. Boom. Oh man, Sorvon says I have paint charts saved on my desktop. Makes paint shopping faster. I agree, dude. I have the thing, the what is it? The Mr. Hobby catalog printed out, and yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, I'll do that. Look at that all the time and take a look at the colors and everything. So yeah, it absolutely does make that very, very efficient. So Scuffle says, I don't recall navy blue being on the McDonald's menu. Nice. Scuffle, that's funny. That's funny, buddy. Oh my. Everybody wants to joke. That's cool though. I appreciate that. I really do actually. Andrew Young, man, failed a test and I can't even get my admin powers back. Womp womp. Well, you know what? You probably should have studied more. You probably shouldn't have been watching the other night, and you probably should have taken your schoolwork a little bit more seriously there, Andrew. Just saying, dude. You're the one in college, not me. All right, so let's get to work, shall we? All right, kids. So here's the part that we will be starting to tackle tonight. This is kind of the main hunch in that that hunchback configuration, right? So nice, nice, you know, khaki, that hemp color, really sets off the panel lines and everything. Man, I love that. Look at that. Look at that. That's so nice right there. And man, it's just baby butt smooth. Really good. Eric Mason, yes, those pictures were great, dude. Eric Mason sent me some McDonald's inspired Gunpla pictures, and yeah, those were pretty funny. Actually, you know, I have to admit, I've probably actually seen those somewhere in the past, but seeing them again, yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Thankfully, mine will not look anything like that. No pinstripes or anything like that, so we don't have anything to worry about there. So no true Ronald McDonald or Hamburger or whatever. So, but cheers, Eric. Thank you for that. All right, there's Bailey. What's going on, B? Bailey, Andrew was trying to bogart your job, dude. I told him, I said, look, dude, until we need you, don't call us, we'll call you. Oh, man. RF Aurora, Andrew 2. You know what? I have to admit that I have not yet. I'm sending Andrew a something in the mail, and I have not. I'm sorry, dude. Yesterday was just a blur, a whiz, whatever. So no, I have not. Sorry, man. But, and I didn't get any of the shipping that I had wanted to get done yesterday. I didn't get any of it done. Not a single bit. Didn't even look at it. That kind of gives you an indication of what yesterday was like. So, is what it is. The weekend is here, so lots of free time. That is definitely on my to-do list. So, gotta get that done. Gotta get that done. All right, but anyway, let's let's tackle this hunchback, shall we? A little Quasimodo action going on here. All right, so what I have in mind is this. These kind of inserts, these triangular inserts, these will become dark gray. This portion down here will become dark gray. These top two detail pieces along with these front cross pieces, those will all become dark gray as well. And then this whole middle section here will become dark gray. But then we're going to set it off. These side pieces will become dark gray as well. We'll set this off and we'll contrast a lot of that dark gray with these side pieces will be light gray. These reinforcement pieces will be light gray. And this whole kind of top detail here will also be light gray. I'm thinking about doing the minus mold, but it's pretty tight in between all of these pieces, so I might not. Plus, the insert that is going to hold the wiring already is light gray, so it's kind of a toss-up. I'm not sure. Put that right back there so we don't lose it. So with that, we're gonna start getting busy on this guy. What I think I'm going to start with is this middle section here, because that's going to be a bit of a chore. Because we've got pretty tight tolerances right in between this side detail and this these little X kind of plates here. So we've got to cut a really thin strip to fit in between there. And then we've also got a nice 45 degree bevel on these details here too that we're going to have to worry about. And then just kind of up here is going to present problems because there's not a lot of surface area right here with these upper detail pieces. So this is going to get tricky. So strap in, hang on, let's go. So with that being said, short sides first. We're going to do these little chamfers, or these bevels here on this top of this middle section. So let's cut that. All right, so what we're going to do, put that over here, readjust. Boom, right there. That's looking pretty good. All right, we're going to get two pieces. Or actually, we're going to cut one piece of 2mm, and then we're going to use the 45 degree angle guide from the chopper. We're going to slide that down here, and then we're going to cut this in half on a 45, just like that. Okay. So now what we've got is we've got two opposite pieces of tape at a nice 45 degree angle there, right? So that will help us with getting these side pieces masked off. And like I said, you always want to do the small sections first, right? Because the larger pieces of tape will help support those and keep those in place. So, focus. There we go. So just like that, now you've basically knocked out two sides with one piece of tape. This short beveled side, and now this flat side along here with this little detail piece. Now we're going to do the same thing to the other side. We're going to pick this other piece of tape up here, get that straightened out, and then we're going to... Oh, that actually didn't do what I expected it to, because I'm a little off right now. That's fine. So we're going to use that right down here on this front part. And so now, there we go. But we'll do the same thing mirrored here in just a second. But, you know, happy accidents. Okay, so we're going to cut another 2mm piece, just like that. This time though, we're going to flip the guide around. We're going to hold that firmly up against your T-square, so that's nice and flush. We're going to move this down and cut that right there on a nice 45 degrees. So this is mirrored from the other side now. So now it should do exactly what I need it to do. Just like that. Perfect. Boom. Precision. That's what we'd like to see. All right. So get out your little silicone brush everybody likes. Just kind of smash that down into the little panel lines, details, all that. Just crunch that right down in there. Looking good. All right. Sweet. So we got to get the second part of that. Excuse me. And we're going to do the same thing like we did with the other side here. Pop that right into... It's not wanting to come off the little tweezers there, so you got to get it right on the corner sometimes. There we go. Nice. So there are both sides. Those little bevels, those are now nicely masked off. Easy. Perfect. Even. Yeah. All right. So now what we got to do, we're going to take care of this long edge right back here. And let's see how long of a piece of tape we're going to need. We're going to need 12 millimeters. So we're going to need to do a couple different cuts here. Okay, so first and foremost, let's see, that's about 2.5. So we're going to cut a piece of 18 at just under 2.5 millimeter, but we don't need that full length of 18 millimeter tape. So we're going to cut it horizontally here at the 12 millimeter mark. There we go. So right here, I'm just going to slice that right across, okay? And then pick up our tape, and you can kind of see that little remnant there. That's normal. That's what we want. Now this piece of tape should fit really nicely right along this top edge, and also overlap those first two pieces, helping to hold those in place. But as a side bonus, come down and just kind of touch that top panel line right there. We'll come back and we'll get that a little tighter here in just a bit, because we're gonna have to do some masking trickery here. We may have to do this in stages too, because this is pretty damn complex now that I look at it. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to have to do. Not a big deal, though. Not a huge deal at all. All right. So, spin this back around to the 6 millimeter side. Let's cut, let's see. We need about 1.5 millimeters. Yeah, no more than that. We're going to cut it just a little over the mark. That should be good there. Cut a few of these. I'm going to cut 4. There we go. So now what we need to do is we're going to cut the corners of these ever so slightly. And I'm just freehanding this right now. we're going to get those first two pieces pulled. And you can see, maybe, how that one corner is just beveled off, right? That's what we want. That's what we're going for. So we're going to pop this. Maybe not. Maybe that's not where we want this to go. Now that I look at it. Alright, so what we're going to do then in that case is we're going to... Now I have to rethink this, because that may not work. Planning at these things is always a bit difficult, because what you think might work sometimes just doesn't when you actually put the tape down. And that's kind of what I'm running into right now, actually. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm running into. Decisions. Alright, so we're going to scrap that idea. That will not work. So we're going to pull this other piece of tape that we cut off. We're going to pull that. We're just going to toss that, get that out of the way. Man. Yeah, this is tough for you guys, because this is what I'm running into. And let me explain here. Is that if I wanted to do this all in one shot, mask it all and then paint it all in one shot, that's going to be difficult with this piece, because there are such tight tolerances in terms of the gaps and placings of details. We're probably, well, I should take that back. I am going to do this in two separate instances. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to forget that these triangles are here. I'm going to tape over those. I'm going to get the raised detail first. I'm going to tackle that first. Reason being is because the tolerance here, right here on this gap, and then right here on this top piece, this gap here, is so thin that the tape won't stick. It'll stick to one side and then pull up almost immediately. Okay? So if I am able to lay a nice long piece down all the way across, that will help a lot in holding that down, so we get a nice crisp line. Same thing with up front here, and then on the sides here. The tolerance, the gap between here is just so small, it's not a lot of surface area for that tape to grip onto. So that's where we run into the issues with masking. That's why I'm going to have to do this in two stages. So we'll get the raised detail first, peel off the tape, mask it back up to get these triangles done, and basically just keep it moving from there. Yeah, that's what we got to do. That's what we got to do, unfortunately. I wish I could take it and do it all in one shot, but it ain't. It's just not going to happen with this part. It is just not going to happen. Oh well, c'est la vie. With that being said, let's turn this around to the 10mm side. Let's cut some really thin 1mm strips here. So as you guys can see, these are the types of things, these are the types of challenges that you run into with really, really detailed masks, like, what this calls for. If I was to just shoot this one color, obviously I wouldn't have to worry about it, right? But since I want multiple color applications on this, you got to do it just in different steps. It is what it is. Kenneth Sim says could take 2 steps masking. Exactly, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to do this in multiple stages. We're going to, like I said, mask off the raised detail first. Get that done. Get all of those color applications applied. Let that cure. Rip off the tape, and then do the triangles. And we're going to tackle that. That should make things a lot easier on us. So, yeah. Dwight just says, Thurno Hobbies and Games on Facebook. Just started my own masking hell now, Tim. Dude, I'm sorry. I feel for you, brother. I really, really do. I'm right there with you, man. But it's part of modeling, right, guys? It's part of modeling. So, we've got some nice little thin 1mm strips here that we have cut, and we're going to pop these up. These are a little under 1mm, and hopefully these will nest in the gap between these raised detail pieces here. Let's see. Oh man, he said, oh, wait a minute. These might just be good. Oh, we're gonna have to get this out, the silicone brush, and really kind of punch that in there, because man, that is tight in there. But that's gonna make for a super crisp paint line. Just go right along the edge with your tweezers just to burnish that down. Bang. Right in there. Like a glove! as Ace Ventura would say. Alright, let's do the same thing the other side here. Let's see if that fits as nicely. Oh yeah, look at that. Man, that's perfect. I'm surprised I hit that on the first shot. Usually I have to cut 2 or 3 of these to get the right width, and it's just, you know, again, that's just another part of masking like this, is just getting the proper widths of pieces of tape. And then I lucked out. Man, I shouldn't say that. I should just say, I should lie to you guys and then say, no, I meant to do this. It's just skill. I'm good, right? No. No. Straight up luck, you guys. Straight up luck. Alright. So, we've got the complicated stuff knocked out, these gaps and things here. We need to get a nice square piece still in that corner. We'll tackle that next. I'm going to spin this back around. We've already got a couple pieces of 2mm cut out from before with that one failed practice, so we're going to just use that since we have it. No sense in wasting pre-cut tape. Now that looks good there. Now this whole inner corner right here is completely masked off. Pretty good. Pretty good. Alright, let's do the same thing to the other side. And get in there. Lay down. Boom. Sweet. Burger time. I don't know why I just said that. Everybody was talking about the paint scheme looks like Ronald McDonald. All I could think of was burger time. Burger time. Cyril Hottie asks, is there a curry in America? Like an American curry? I mean, we do have curry, like traditional curry. I don't know if it's any good, but yeah. There are variations, you know. But I'm probably not the best person to talk to because I'm not really into curry. It's just, you know, just not my taste is all. Nothing against it. It's just, some people like it, some people don't. I'm just one of those people that don't. What are you gonna do? Bailey says there's curry in Jamaica and Trinidad. Ooh. There's also jerk spice in Jamaica too. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's my flavor. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. You know that's right. All right, so next thing we have to do, we're going to go around the perimeter of this middle part, and we're going to get that masked off first. I like to tackle perimeters of parts first, or portions of parts, right? And I'll show you kind of what I mean. So this whole, I should have seen that coming. Anyway, I like to use the bamboo pointer for this so it doesn't stick to that. So, like I said, what I like to do is I like to tackle the perimeter of portions first. So what we're doing here is basically just perimeter masking this kind of middle section right here. And we've got all the way from the middle section of the front all the way around to the top. All that, we've got all that masked off first, so now we just have to tackle the bottom portion here, and then we can start working on the perimeter of these X plates, these, you know, kind of cross plates here, and then we'll just basically come back up and around those and finish that off. And then once that's done, we'll tackle the sides, and then we'll tackle this little kind of connection bit right. Oop, I'm sorry. We'll tackle this connection bit right here. So real simple. Well, I shouldn't say that. Not real simple. Complex, but straightforward. So, all right. So first things first, we're going to, let's get the bevel tackled there. So we're going to need another 45-degree cut. We're going to go about 1.5 millimeters. We're going to go a little smaller than what we did before because this area here is a tiny bit more tight than it was before. So here's our 45 guide from the chopper. Cut that. So now, oh, speaking of chopper, I watched the new Predator last night. Have any of you guys seen the new Predator? The one with Olivia Munn and the guy from Logan, you know, the bad guy with the mechanical arm, he was in it. I have to say, the very end scene, the last scene in the movie was terrible. But before that, it was pretty good. Like, it was decent, right? I thought it was decent. It didn't take itself too seriously, I don't think. And the one part that I kind of really admired was that it kind of did throwbacks to like Predator 1 and 2, right? Like they referenced, you know, that the Predators have been coming to, you know, the Earth since 1987 and things like that. And then Olivia Munn, and I'm not giving anything away with this, but she plays a theoretical biologist. So she theorizes on alien biology. So she was called in, obviously, and the first time she saw the Predator, she's just like, "You're one beautiful motherfucker." Like, in total contrast to Arnold's line from the original Predator, where he's like, "You're one ugly motherfucker." Oh my God, I died when she said that. I'm like, golf clap. That's good. That's good, right? And then another line that was in there, this, you know, team was trying to escape, and there were motorcycles off in the distance, and the one guy just shouts out of nowhere, "Get to the choppers." I'm like, oh, come on. It was good. I thought it was good, right? like I said, it didn't take itself too seriously, and that's what I like. When these franchises get kind of all serious and everything, when they really didn't start out that way, that's when it just kind of loses it for me. And don't get me wrong, I love kind of highbrow sci-fi, but Predator is not highbrow sci-fi. Sorry, it's just not. But it was good. I was pleasantly surprised. Let's put it that way. It was pretty good. I liked it. I liked it a lot. And then I also, I don't know about you guys, but I also saw, I watched Venom with Tom Hardy. You know what? I kind of liked it. Yeah, I kind of liked it. There were parts in it where I was just like, they got that wrong. They got that totally wrong. But as an overall, I dug it. Because, like, the actual character of Eddie Brock, right? In the comics, he's this badass dude, bodybuilder, And there were parts in it where the Venom symbiote was, just initially starting to take Eddie Brock over. There were parts of it where he was acting like a bitch. Yeah, I have to say it. I don't know if I completely agree with the portrayal in some of those instances. But as an overall, I really liked it. I really liked it. I hope they do more with it, right? I hope that there are more Venom movies, right? There is a nice little subtle hint in the mid credits scene that hints to what's coming, and I won't spoil it for you guys that haven't seen it. Yeah, I kind of liked it. I kind of liked it a lot. So yeah, hey, 2 movies, boom, on your Child of Mecha recommended playlist, for whatever that's worth. Oh man, Hasaki already says, my only problem with Venom was Tom Hardy's accent. You could hardly understand what the fuck he was talking about. And see, and that's the thing. That's, obviously Eddie's from New York, right? And they established that in the movie. So he does, have that kind of New York accent. Hey, oh, hey, right? And I'm not saying everybody from New York talks like that, but that's, what Eddie does. But yeah, when he was getting taken over, I mean, he was just, in some of those scenes, he was just kind of acting like a little bitch, like almost on the verge of crying, almost in tears, like being just kind of scared shitless. And I'm like, Eddie Brock in the comic books wasn't like that. He was like Billy Badass, and he was just like, he kind of embraced it almost. Like, I understand that they want to make it a little bit more realistic, but it just, I don't know. It felt out of place for me, personally. You may not agree, but for me, it just did. Yeah. Eric Mason, speaking of comic book movies, did you see the next Avengers movie trailer? Yes. Yes. I dig it. I dig the look of it. I like the somber atmosphere of the first trailer. Obviously up until, until Ant-Man shows up. I love the Ronin reveal. Oh, dude, I was just like, yes, that's the payoff. That's what I want to see. I want to see more Ronin. That was, I think that was one of the favorite parts for me, was the Ronin reveal. The other favorite part was seeing Captain America back in his stealth suit from the Winter Soldier, the full-on navy blue with the silver stars and bars. Oh, that's my favorite costume of Captain America, hands down, easily, just no questions asked. Cancel Christmas. That for me was just the best costume out of all of them thus far. But yeah, it was cool. It was really, really cool. I can't wait for it. It's gonna be nuts. Just like the last Avengers, you know, it's probably gonna be the biggest grossing movie of all time, and yeah, critical acclaim, whole 9 yards. It'll be off the charts, just off the charts good. So yeah, I dig it. And then, man, I mean, just the whole Ant-Man's little scene at the end. He's just like, "Hey, we met 2 years ago in Germany. You remember me?" Like that's hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious. Because you know, in the Ant-Man movie, you know, he called Captain America. He referred to him as Cap, and the Wasp was just like, "Who?" He's just like, "Cap. That's what we call him. We're friends." She's just like, "Whatever." That was a funny scene. All right, you guys, back to work. We've talked about comic books and crap like that enough. All right, we're gonna cut 2 a little less than 1mm strips out of this 10mm tape here. And we are going to lay this down right here at the bottom and finish off the perimeter of this middle section here. Am I on camera? There we go. That, my friends, looks like a winner. And Saki Art, he says, how about that new Mortal Kombat 11 trailer? You know, I heard about it. I'm just, you know, I'm not a gamer, so I'm like, I'll be honest with you, it holds very little interest for me. But from what I've heard, it looked pretty badass. But I'm just like, people dig it. That's cool for them, right? This is not my thing. That's all. Not my cup of tea, as they say. All right. So. All right, so now we've got the entire perimeter of this middle section here. Whoop. Look, Ma, no hands. Astria Kai, what's up? So we've got this entire perimeter all the way around this middle section completely masked off. That's looking good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start on the perimeter of these cross plates here. Now we have to stay aware that the tolerance, the gap right here between this cross plate and this side detail is rather thin. So we need to take that in consideration at all times. So what we're going to do, let's do a little bit of measuring here, and then we're going to do some guesswork. So this gap right here on this side is about 1mm, okay? And then this gap right here is also about 1mm, but then you have the bevel, which is probably about a 1/2 mil. Yeah, about that. So let's cut a 10mm strip about 2.5mm. Let's see if that nestles into that gap. Okay. Jeremy Christopher Russell over there on Facebook, welcome. He asks, how long have you been building Mecha? Probably about 2.5. No, shit. What am I saying? 2.5 years. I'm cutting a 2.5mm strip, so for some reason I have 2.5 on my mind. No, since about 2000, 2001. So yeah, roughly 17 years. So, long time. Long time. All right, so there's 2.5. Zip that down. Now let's see what we've got here. we're going to start on the side first. Try to get that nestled in right there. And I can already tell that this is a little over. Yeah, that's not going to work for us. Oh well. Say la vie. And we need a little bit of a longer piece of tape too, so we're going to switch to 18mm side here for this particular cut. So let's spin that around. So now let's do like just a 2mm. Let's see how that goes. Just over the line, 2mm. Zip that down. Let's see what this does for us here. And obviously it's much longer than the 10mm, so that's not a problem. We can just wrap that under, you know, on the underneath here. Not a huge deal. So we'll again start with the side detail first. Just like that. Make sure that's nicely pressed into place. You're going to run that right along the outline panel line there. Alright, so now we can go about wrapping this around the corner, and I think we're looking good there, kiddos. Wrap that around the bottom. And there we go. All right, so now take our sticky tack, right? And just kind of press that in, and that's going to finish this this piece of tape off for us. We're just going to press it into all the little gaps and nooks and crannies and all that good stuff. So there, we now have a single piece of tape that masks off this entire corner, masks off this outside edge for the cross detail, and then it also masks off the back side of this side detail too. So if you can manage using one piece of tape for double duties, man, yeah, that's what you want to do. It's what you want to do. So, yeah. Let's see, Hasaki Art. I remember the days where the only source for Gunpla we had were Gunpla forums. Yeah, Bailey says, yep, we visited that part down memory lane several times in these streams. Yeah. He also says, I knew of Tim's forum back in the day, but didn't frequent. Hobby Fanatics, Mac. Yeah, all of those. Yeah, those were good times. Man, so much information lost to the ether of the internet. It is what it is, right? Jeremy Christopher Russell over there on Facebook, he says, that's awesome, finishing on an RX bust myself. Sweet. That's cool, man. Well, good luck with that, brother. Thank you for watching, too, by the way. That's awesome. Let's see. Kuro no Sakura. Thank you for watching. He says, hi, new to the stream. Want to ask where to get your magnifying glass goggles and how many X does it have? Okay, great question. So these right here, these are actually called Optivisors. That's the brand name. It's kind of the euphemism for them too. So you can actually get these if you're watching on YouTube. Look below in the description. There's an Amazon link. I actually have a page on Amazon that has these already sourced for you. Mine actually is 10x. This plate is 10x, but they have a bunch of different magnification levels. The 10x is the highest that you can get, but it is a bit expensive, I will be honest with you. But there are other, other versions out there. I think Dwidget says Harbor Freight might even sell them. Yeah. So yeah, just if you're on YouTube, just click below in the description on there. Most of the tools that we use here are listed in there, and there's some other fun goodies in that link too. So great question. Let's see. Yeah, Gundam.com. Oh my, yeah. Gundam.com. That's where I got my start in terms of Gundam forums back in the day. That was a big one. That was a big one. Excuse me. Scuffle. Does nobody remember 2 R's, 2 B's, Robert 184 Gundam.tk.net.com.gov.edu? See, this is why I love having Scuffle in the chat. He makes me laugh, you guys. Oh my god, that's funny. The whole .com.gov.edu. That's great. That's great. Oh shit. Love you, buddy. Scuffle. You funny motherfucker, you. Alright. There we go. There's that. But yeah, man, Gundam.com back in the day, that was the place, man. Because it wasn't all modeling. The modeling section of that particular forum was actually one of the smallest parts of it. It was more just kind of a fandom style forum where people would talk about just the genre in general, just the Gundam genre. And that was kind of the biggest part of it. And the guy, the admin, who kept super secretive back in the day, he just went by Amuro. Go figure. Nobody knew who he was. Nobody kind of knew his, real name or where he was from. Bandai hated him because he wouldn't give up the URL. And they, from what I understand, they offered him pretty good money for it. But he's just like, nope, I'm keeping it. Now, mind you, this was all hearsay back in the day. I don't know if any of it was true. It was, rumors and speculation because, the dude was super secretive. But none of it would have surprised me. Let's put it that way. But yeah, that's kind of where I got my start. So, simple trip down memory lane again. Always like those trips. Always do. They're fun. All right. So there we go again. Another single piece of tape filling that corner gap. Real nice. Real nice. So now what we have to do is just come back in and fill back this this little bottom gap, because the piece that we used to fill the part right here on the middle section, it's just a little too thin. It was only about 1 millimeter, so it left about a 0.5 millimeter gap. So we got to come back in and fill that back up with masking tape. So we're going to switch back to the 6 millimeter side. We're going to leave these beveled pieces intact. I don't know if I'm going to need them or not, but we're going to cut just a couple 2 millimeter strips from 6 millimeter side here, and then we're just going to pop these right underneath these cross plates, and that should fill up that that empty void pretty nicely. Oh shit. It doesn't. Damn it, you guys, that sucks. All right, we're gonna have to go back to the drawing board on that. 6 millimeters is not enough. Damn it. And that's what you get for not measuring. Oh well. So we'll have to use 10 millimeter. That happens. It's just masking tape, not a big deal. There we go. All right. So now, take our 10 millimeter by 2 millimeter strips. We'll plug this in right here at the bottom. Hopefully we don't have too much of... yep, we do. We're going to have to cut a little bit off of these strips. So we're going to place that ever so carefully back onto the acrylic sheet here. Just like that. And what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of slice the top a little bit. Actually, I'm going to slice the bottom. It's about 1.5 millimeters. Sound effects for creative flair. Alright, so now this should fit rather nicely in here. Yep, there we go. There we are. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now we got it. Alright, so now the bottom of that perimeter on this cross panel is all done up. So now we do the same thing to the other side, and then we can start coming up around the top. Perfect. Alright, put your sticky tack in there. Let that do all the work for you, basically. Press that ever so nicely in there, and there we go. 3 sides of the perimeter on these cross panels done. Starting to shape up pretty nice, and we've only been at this for maybe what? I think we started on this maybe about what? 40 or so minutes ago. We were talking a little bit before. So, yeah, it is what it is. William Williams, he says, going back to the Optivisor, he says 10x. Now I must have. Mine are only 3.5x. Yeah, you know, and they sell a bunch of different magnification levels. I like the 10x, so I can get super close on a piece and you know, just kind of just really you know, just pine over the teeniest tiny of details. Call it a sickness. I don't know what it is. It is, you know, it's one of those things, I guess, right? RF Aurora Andrew 2 says, my eyesight is so bad when I wear one of these magnifying visors, I have to close one eye so I don't see double. Ah, dude. Well, what you may be experiencing is offset, because if these aren't if these aren't nicely centered on your face, if they're twisted a little bit, you could potentially not focus properly on the piece. That could be what it is. I don't know, dude. I know you wear glasses, so I'm just spitballing, right? So Bailey says mine are 2.5x, I think. It was the working distance that mattered to me. Yeah, and that's the big thing, man, is the close working distance. So I can, let's see. Okay, so right here is focused. So we're looking at about maybe 2 inches. Yeah. Basically. So 2 inches from the surface of the visor. That's about focal distance for a piece. And man, I can, yeah. You can almost see into the quantum realm. Scuttle says that's kind of the same story at Nissan.com. The kid who owned it absolutely did not want to sell the URL to Nissan. Go figure, right? Bailey says OG Instagrams is the new frontier. No Nissan pun intended or URL camping. It's a vicious industry too. Protect yourself. Damn right. You know what's funny is that excuse me. Somebody when I kind of took a pause on the hobby for a couple years, actively taking part in the hobby, I let childofmecha.com go, the URL. I just didn't think I was ever going to come back to it, to be honest with you, at the time. But then miraculously, whoever had it let it go too, and then I got it back, luckily. So it kind of fell in my lap. So I'm never going to give it up. Never going to let it down. Fuck. Rickrolled. Anyway, let's get back to this. Shit. All right. So now what we've got to do is we've got to come up the side here, this corner. This is going to be a bit tricky, this corner, because we've got a lot of different shapes and different tolerances and things going on here. So this corner, we got to figure out how to tackle this, especially this bevel right here, because that is going to be the tricky part. Oh, you guys are funny. R for never gonna give you up. Saki Art Rick rolled. Joy just said somebody hanging out in 4chan a little too much. Bailey says Rick Astley is indifferent about that prank. Yeah, he really is. Sometimes I've seen him go with it, but hey, it is what it is. It's one of those classic kind of internet memes, yeah? So, let's see. How are we going to tackle this, guys? This is going to be a bit tricky. Alright, I think I got a plan. I think I have a plan. It's about 1.5 millimeter. Okay. So, good thing that we saved these little bevel pieces right here. All right, ciao. Bailey says, saw him on Graham Norton the other day, and of course he came up. Well, I mean, why wouldn't it, right? He's Rick Astley, right? So, Daph Robo, yo, yo, yo. What's going on, brother? Got that tree outside, sitting out on the deck. Probably planted this weekend. Who's messaging me? Really? I don't know. I'll figure it out later. If you message me, if you're watching, I'll check you after the stream. All right, so let's see how this little guy. So we're going to need to cut off a little bit on both of these pieces to make that work. All right, so let's do a little trimming here. We're going to probably take off about 0.5 millimeter first. Right there, we'll see what that looks like. Okay. So ooh. Oh, I think we got it. I think we got it, you guys. I think we got it. Let's see. Yes, look at that. Okay, so that corner is starting to take shape. We used that leftover, that little bevel piece that we mistakenly cut earlier, but that came into our advantage. So that we popped it right into this corner. It wrapped up and into that bevel, that 45-degree bevel. So that is looking really, really good right now. But still, there's still troubled waters with this. Still troubled waters. Chris R. Dumb question. I plan on starting to make videos eventually. I see you have the Canon Rebel T7i. I have the Canon Rebel T6. Do you think that would be good enough to get a start, or should I upgrade? No, absolutely, dude. Use what you got. And okay, let me preach for a second. Let me preach. Biggest thing about getting into making videos and all that good stuff is using what you have already. Okay. The T6 is a wonderful camera out of the box to start creating. I bought the T7i because I didn't have like a second backup camera. I have an old 5D Mark II from back in the day that was like kind of like my first real serious DSLR. I've had Rebels in the past and stuff like that, but The 5D Mark II, amazing camera, super heavy, doesn't autofocus. At the time when I was in the market for a new camera, the T7i was just kind of coming out, right? So yeah, the T6, you put that sucker on a tripod and you let it run, man, you will get very, very good footage. So no, stick with what you got right now, because the last thing you want to do is drop $700 for a new body, and figure that you're not going to do it for long haul. Then you're out $700, and you're disappointed with this piece of gear sitting on your desk that you're just like, man, why did I buy that? It's my 2 cents. So use the T6. Absolutely use the T6. Invest in other stuff outside of the camera. Invest in lights. That's going to be huge. Lighting is massive. If you're just getting into videos, if you're not familiar with photography, lighting is super, super important. I've got the desk lights, I've got the room lights, but then I've also got a light right up here that I'm blocking now, so you can now see the shadow on my face. But when I take that away, look at that, I light up, right? So that's the thing. Invest in lights. Invest in like a tripod, a nice stable tripod, right? You don't have to get top of the line or anything like that. Just something good that's going to work for you, right? And also make sure you invest in sound. Sound is very, very important. Sound is a good 50%, if not more, important than the actual footage. Because if a video sounds terrible, you're just gonna be like, I don't want to watch this. This hurts my ears, right? So that's why sound is very, very important. The microphones on board on a DSLR are usually crap. You could drop $75 to $100 on a separate audio recorder and record really nice audio, and match those up in kind of in post, and man, your videos will be top notch, right? So yeah, keep the T6 body, use the lenses that you have, see how that works for you. Invest in the other gear first if you really want to drop coin, and then just kind of go from there and gauge your passion on the creating part. So that's my 2 cents. Hopefully that helps. I don't know, but yeah. T7i, don't get me wrong, really good camera. Really, really good camera. Super pleased with it. It's got this nice, flippy touchscreen display and everything, autofocus, all the way around, face detection, everything. I think the T6, if I remember correctly, has most of that. I don't know if the T6 has the flippy screen though, if I remember correctly. I think it was the T6i that started with the flippy screen, but don't quote me on that. But still, great camera, man. Great camera. So use what you got. Shane the Daft Robo, he says, like that shirt, right? Dude, I saw you wearing yours, so I had to wear mine, dude. So, represent the Titans. Represent the Titans. Yes. Dwidget says, yeah, they teach that in Photo 101 as well. Yeah. Yeah. Ah, yes, Dwidget. T6i had the flippy screen. The T6, no. That's what I thought, but I wasn't 100% sure, just kind of off the top of my head. Hey guys, look, there's Jimmy. Gunpla Fixation. Oh, the T6 he has the flippy screen. Basically same options. So yeah, why upgrade? Use what you got, man. Use what you got. Nice. Gunpla Fixation, twice baby. Nice. Oh my. There we go. Rock and roll. Oh, you're talking to Scuffle. Were you on somebody else's live stream? My oh my. Chris R says T6 has lower res. Oh yeah, yeah. So lower image resolution. Not a big deal, especially if you're making videos. You know, because you're not going to get 4K unless you really drop money, or if you record on your phone, which is not ideal because it compresses. But if you have something, that does shoot, you know, in maybe like a raw or uncompressed format, then maybe you can get by on a phone. But yeah, I mean, you're not gonna 1080, you know, resolution is pretty standard. That's what I shoot in. So that's what most people shoot in. Yeah, it's not a big deal. Yeah, Dwidget says don't really need 4K to make good videos. That's very true. Very true. I mean, unless you're making like super artistic, like cinematic videos and things like that, which, let's be real, we probably aren't. Yeah, 4K doesn't really matter too much. I mean, I will admit, 4K and up-resed footage does give you some creative control over cropping if you need to. If you need to crop out part of your footage, that does give you a little bit of creative edge. But again, it's just not a deal breaker. Let's put it that way. Yeah. Yeah, Bailey, megapixel count is mostly moot these days. Yeah, everything's it's such a high megapixel count. It's not really a big deal. Honestly though, what I'm more interested in is frame rate. To be real, I would love to get a nice DSLR that shoots 120, so I can just kind of do these nice kind of slow-mo pans, these artistic pans and stuff like that, when I get into making videos and you know, like the tutorial videos and stuff like that. Just, you know, just nice, subtle, you know, things like NMaker is a very, very popular cinematographer in the, you know, the Gunpla building, you know, community. And man, he makes some great videos. Extremely cinematic. The guy knows his shit. Let's put it that way. I just, yeah, he's really good. So if I could get a nice frame rate, like a 120 on an affordable camera, I'd probably buy it. But Canon right now, which I'm hugely invested in, just doesn't have anything in terms of 120 beyond the the 1DX Mark II at this point in terms of video. So I'm not dropping like $6-8 grand on a new camera just to get 120. I'll shoot it on my iPhone and in 120 and do it that way. So that's my thing. Chris R says, thank you, sir. Appreciate your information. Anytime, brother. Anytime. Daft Robo says, I need all those Titan shirts, long sleeve too. You know where to get them. The Dwidget. We ain't that fancy. Yeah, well, some of us are. Some of us are. Bailey says, how many people have the devices to view that high resolution? Well, yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, if you're printing like photos and stuff like that, whole different story. Because those higher resolutions will definitely come out in physical print. Like, you know, when I print like my posters and stuff like that, I print them out 24 by 36, as large as I can get them, right? And they come out beautifully, because it is, you know, very high resolution. You know, I shot those on my 5D Mark II, which actually has, I think, a bit of a higher resolution than the T7i. And it's a full frame too, so you got that benefit. But, you know, otherwise, if you're just displaying your stuff online and you're not physically printing them out, yeah, it doesn't really matter all that much. So, yeah. Scuffle says you'd want the high resolution if you're editing so that you can move the frame around and crop to 1080 for many applications. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. That is a massive, well, I don't want to say massive. I think that's overstating. It's a large benefit. Let's put it that way. It's good for creative control. But if you're framing properly and you're composing your shot properly, what need do you need? You know, what's the need for cropping at that point anyway? This is pre-planning. So there's ways to get around it when you don't need it. Let's put it that way. R. Ferrara, Tim, give us a version of the Titans test team shirt a la Advanced Hazel with a two-tone blue. Interesting. I had not thought about that. It's a good call. Hazel Raw. Yeah. That's a good call there, Andrew. That's a good call there, buddy. Ideas. Nice. Cheers to you, sir. All right, you guys. Enough talking about camera talk, because I know we're boring some people. Camera 2, let's get back to masking. Even though masking is boring as shit. I don't know why any of you are watching right now, to be honest with you. Like, come on. Watching some idiot mask fucking parts for 2 weeks blows my mind. But hey, don't get me wrong. I love the fact that you guys are watching and spending time with me and helping me get through this masking hell. It is greatly appreciated. I just don't know why you guys are watching. I'll be honest with you. All right. Let's get this little piece on here. Come on. When you get to these little teeny pieces, man, they can be very temperamental. That one's not long enough. Damn it. Go figure. Get all that crap off there, leftover tape, and get that moved off. Bang. Let's see. Ooh. Hey, there's Gumpo Geo. He says, hey, how much did I miss? About an hour and a half. A little late, brother. But that's okay. You can rewind it. But hey, thanks for tuning in. Gumpo Fixation masking's the worst. Yeah, dude, it really is. Twitch says, we're here to watch you suffer. Thank you, Tharno. I appreciate the support, brother. R for Andrew 2, the masking is bad, but we like hanging out. Aw, you guys. Appreciate it. Gummo Fixation, I got out of my way and make mods just to avoid masking as much as I can. Nice. Masking is always bad no matter who does it. Soravon, I was masking too. Soravon over there on Twitch. I was masking too. It's less suffering when when the suffering is shared. Yes. Love it. Hasaki Jim, one of these me and you gonna finish a build. One of these days me and you gonna finish a build, right? Daft Robo Lou, just making and camera talk. Yeah, pretty much. Chris R. Ooh, I'll hit you up on Facebook later for other questions I just thought of, so not to distract you from masking hell. No, dude, you know what? Please distract me from masking hell. Please. Gumpo Geo, so sorry, bro. Don't be, brother. Don't be at all. We'll rewind for sure. Rock and roll. Let's see. Gumpo Fixation. But peeling masking is like taking... Yeah. You're killing me there, Jimmy. You're killing me. X-Star Scream. What's going on? Do you know if they'll live stream the GBWC this weekend? Yes, they do. I don't know what time It is, though. I think it's kind of here in the States. It's late like Saturday night or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Or it might be, yeah, I don't know, because it's usually like around noon, 2 o'clock over there is when the ceremony is. So you're looking at minus about 13 hours here on the East Coast. So yeah, so that's probably about 1 o'clock, roughly midnight, 1 o'clock on Saturday evening on the East Coast of the U.S. So yeah, I think that's about what time that'll be. So yeah. But yeah, check the Gundam Info page, because I'm sure they'll have that information. But yeah, they usually do live stream it. Daft Robo, moral support. Thank you, brother. Dwidget, misery does love company. That it does. R for Aurora, pretty miserable right now since I can't airbrush anything. Yeah, dude, he's going. Man, R for Aurora, Andrew too. Man, going through it, man. I feel bad for you, brother. Couple fixation, LMAO, love you. Nice. Chris R. Hello. Okay, what software do you use to live stream YouTube videos in general? Okay, cool. So for live streaming, what you're seeing, the interface and everything, is called Streamlabs OBS. There are several flavors of OBS. There's the original OBS, which was the original, the OG, if you will. I don't particularly would suggest that, because it is a little bit more, well, I should say it's less user-friendly. Streamlabs OBS is very, very nice because it incorporates a lot of their widgets and things like that, and you can trick it out and go crazy with it, but there is a bit of a learning curve with it. You can just basically, if you have a camera, you can just go live without any software on YouTube, like a single platform. You can do that, the same thing on Facebook and stuff too, or Twitch. So if you wanted to, if you just wanted to not use software and just kind of skip that part, the pretty stuff, you can just have at it, because they will pick up the stream from your camera and do it that way. But yeah, Streamlabs OBS. Now what you're seeing, the interface and everything, I designed myself. So this is all custom. All the boxes down here and all the framing, like this, all that, that's all custom made. They do have out of the box resources for that, which is really, really nice, because you can just slap on a theme and you're ready to go, and it looks really good. Streamlabs OBS is great. There's another one that just kind of hit what is it? I think it's called like Streamlabs or OBS Live. It's by another company. So Streamlabs OBS, OG OBS was freeware. Completely open source. So all, these companies can take that and modify it and kind of apply their flavor to it, if you will. So I really like Streamlabs OBS. They're always updating it. They're always adding features to it. There's a lot of features in here that I don't particularly use that a lot of other streamers do, and they just love it, right? So yeah, Streamlabs OBS, that's my own personal recommendation for streaming software, but you don't need it. So, X Starscream. Okay, cool, thanks. Gun with Geo will be, well, I'll be up late tomorrow then. Yeah, right. R4, well, my compressor did break in October, and I haven't sent it in for repairs under warranty yet, but I can't airbrush in the house anyways. Eesh, yeah. Oh, cool. Jose, what's up? I didn't know that was you. Robots in disguise. Na-na-na. Sweet. Rock and roll. Man, everybody's got different screen names over here on fucking like YouTube and stuff, man. It's hard to keep track. The Daft Robo, have a phone, start streaming. Yeah. you can just stream with your phone. Also, another really cool thing is Streamlabs makes a mobile version of their software that you can put on your phone, and you can stream with the overlay and everything like that right from your phone. Super cool. And it also interfaces with the desktop software, and you can use your phone basically as a remote, so you don't have to, use the mouse and click and stuff like that. You can just kind of, tap the buttons on your phone, which is pretty nice. I don't necessarily like having my phone open that long because it does get hot. So, yeah, that's another cool benefit of Streamlabs OBS. So, yeah. What's up, Captain Weirdbeard? He says, yo, Tim. Nice. Everybody up in here. All right, let's get this piece masked off a bit, shall we? 11:35. We're making good time. I think we're actually making really good time on this piece, because this piece is pretty complicated. So we're gonna need that way. Alright, so I'm going to cut that a little longer than probably what I need, and then I can trim it to size. The issue with the last one was it wasn't long enough, so you can't necessarily add tape, which, more's the pity. So, we're going to cut that, pop that off, and let's see what we've got. Now, yeah, that's super, super long. But that's okay. That's kind of what I wanted. I wanted it to be a little bit on the longer side. And, alright, so we're going to need to cut off probably about a 0.5 millimeter off the bottom. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. Right there, and let's get this on camera, because I think that's why people are watching, to see me suffer through this shit on camera. You wouldn't see the suffering off camera, right? Okay, so now let's get this piece back on here. Come on now, sit. Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog. Yeah, I did that. All you 80s kids, you know what I'm talking about. Man, and we're just a little, still a little long on this piece. Still just a little long. So we got to cut off just maybe another 1/4 millimeter, not even. Right about there. Yep, there we go. That's what we wanted, people. That's what we wanted. That's looking good. Okay, so now we pull out the sticky tack. Press that right there on that corner. We are pretty much good to go. Now, one thing I noticed that wasn't on the other side is there is a little exposed corner that we're going to have to compensate for. So, luckily I had a little scrap square piece right here. I'm going to make that nestle right into that corner. Sticky tack again. Right on there. Bang. Come on. Stay in that corner now. That's not wanting to cooperate. Might have to use a smaller piece than that. Damn it. Or I can just say screw it and just hand paint that back in. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, the horror of hand painting. Oh man, oh man. Let's see. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Where did we... Oh, Arthur says one thing: if you go to Japan and like shrimp, go to McDonald's and get a Ebi burger. Nice. Captain Weirdbeard says, I see we are still in masking hell. Yeah, but I think this might be the last stream for it because we only got a little bit more. So, Twitch says, already had it. Haha, I got to live there for a year. Oh, nice. That's cool. Twitch says, it was amazing. They're giving away houses on the cheap. Yeah, they really are. Arthur also want to take a stab at making an Ebi burger at home as well. Huh. He says that requires a bit of skill. I know, right? Tempted to just move there so I can expand my business. Man, I don't know. Scuffle. Poignant. He says, Tim, any teasers of what your next GBWC build will be? I don't want to give away too much right now because I am waiting on something to come through, which is really exciting. I've talked about it. I talked about it on Monday a lot, and I talked about it a little bit on Wednesday, but I haven't mentioned it here yet. So that is kind of a you know, I guess a good reminder. Yeah, something, and I can't tell you right now, but man, the it's really exciting for me personally, and I think you guys will hopefully dig it. But it will definitely help me achieve the goal of my build. My idea is somewhat ambitious. So aside from that, I really don't want to give you guys too much more information because I don't want, you know, speculation to start or anything like that about what it may be. Because if it's not what you guys expect, then you're kind of let down, and I don't want that to happen, right? So expect more details to come out about that in the future. But the idea that I have for 2019, I think it's a good one. I think it's a really good one. I really hope I can pull it off. Let's put it that way. So, Hasaki, what scale will it be? 1/100. You know, that's not really giving away the farm, right? Like I said, I only build in 1/100. Even though I use parts from different models, I use parts, you know, from 144s and stuff like that too. That'll be 100. Yeah. Dwidge says, "What's the base unit, Tim?" No, I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to tell you that, Thurno. Bailey says, if it's anything besides Master Grade 1/100, then it's really going to be shocking, right? I know. No, it's definitely going to be Master Grade. It's going to involve Master Grades. It's going to be 1/100 scale. So, yeah. Master Grades. Master Grades. With an S. So, yeah, no, more details to come. I don't want to. I want to tell you guys. I really do, because it's very exciting for me. And like I said on Monday, it definitely showed, it helped me see who my real friends are. Let's put it that way. RF Aurora, Andrew 2, maybe we should get Tim some of those EX model ships to see if he incorporates that really small mobile suits or Greavelys into his build. Yeah, that would be kind of cool, right? William Wilms, well, that rules out the narrative APAC. Yeah, no, I'm not really feeling the narrative Gundam all that much. Yeah. Although, the APAC does have some nice kit bash fodder in it. I will admit that, but I'm not. No, that's not part of it. So, Hasaki Art, I'm calling it now. Master Grade Deep Striker as a base. I can definitely tell you no on that one. Yeah, nah. Shane, shut up. He says, I'm on the edge of my seat over here. No, dude, it's not. Don't be. It'll be fun. And man, I just, like I said, I have this vision in my head of what I want to accomplish, and like I said, it is going to be ambitious for me. It's going to be ambitious. I'm gonna give something a shot that I've not really tackled before. So yeah, we'll see. But no more details for you. That's it. You guys are cut off for the night in terms of details about 2019. But it will be amazing. That I will tell you. William Wilms, I think if they come out with a narrative suit alone as a master grade, that would be an awesome base to build off of. Yeah, it'd basically be like a frame arms frame, you know? Weird. Bailey says, yeah, but it was a support unit for the Deep Striker. Yes, the Hummingbird absolutely was a support. It was actually an escort unit for the Deep Striker. From what I remember, there were 2 or 3 Hummingbirds in the canon that were made as escort units for the Plan 303, the Deep Striker. So, yeah. Bailey says, yeah. Oh, no, I already read that. Sorry. RF Aurora, Andrew 2, slightly off topic, but relating to painting, what Mr. Color paints line up to the Zeta Plus C1 Master Grade version? Oh, good question. I don't know. I would probably check the manual. I don't know off the top of my head, Andrew. I'm sorry. Dr. Robo Shane, he says, I'm excited. If it doesn't make you uncomfortable, you're doing it wrong. Nice. Twitch says, oh, come on. Nah, man. You know we need more. Sorry, brother. I don't want to spoil the surprise, man. It's gonna be an awesome surprise for you. And for me. I want to tell you so bad, but I just don't. I can't do it right now. Bailey says it's unlikely to be another Sentinel unit, is what I mean. Yeah, no, it's definitely not going to be Sentinel at all. Not Sentinel related whatsoever. So yes, Bailey, that is a very good call. Hasaki Art. The NT Gundam is one sexy suit. Verka Master Grade will be too awesome. And he says, I got to bail. Peace out. Daph Robo, you guys. Gumbo Fixation. Jimmy says, check mech9.com for Mr. Color mixes on most kits. Great. Thank you for that, Jimmy. I appreciate that, brother. I did not know about that particular site, but I'm sure, Andrew, that will come in handy for you. Yeah. Especially on Turquoise. Yeah. Go get you some of that. All right. So, guys, we got 10 minutes. Let's continue for a few more minutes on this. If I can get my damn chair to work. Son of a biscuit eater. Scuffle says, Masquerade 1/100 Gundam Logic in one solid color or you failed. I already built one. Widget, and that's going on the bookmarks. Yes, right? It will. They have a lot of translated instructions from Bailey. Nice. Yeah. Nice, nice, nice. All right, 10 minutes more. Finish strong. That's what we're all about, is finishing strong. Strong. That's what I'm talking about. You know that's right. God, I love that. If you guys remember the show Psych from a little bit back in the day, mid-2000s, such a great show. So quotable. Come on, son. I just watch reruns all the time on Amazon Prime, because they've got the entire series on there. I just watch them just for the fun of it. Oh, so good. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, it was like I said, mid-2000s series on the USA Network here in the States, and oh my God, was it hilarious. Let's put it this way. The rewatchability of the series is on par with The Office. The Office is like amazing, an amazing series. So funny. I could just sit there and just binge it all day long. Psych is the same way. So many lines. Oh, I've heard it both ways. And you will start realizing that you start to mimic it in real life as well. Just a side effect. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All right. That right there is a little tight, but we got it. See, this type of masking right here, it's when you use a lot of little itty bitty pieces of tape, and I hate that. I like using much bigger pieces, right? I hate these little piddly, pissant little pieces of tape because it just never comes out really all that great. But with this, there's no getting around it whatsoever, unfortunately. So, what are you gonna do? One of those things. Bailey says Monk is the rewatchable USA show for me. You know, I never got into Monk. I have to watch that. Dwidge says life often does imitate art. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Bailey, and yes, The Office, can watch that all day, any day. Yes. Save Bandit! Oh my God, that was the best line ever. Captain Weirdbeard, don't forget Parks and Rec. You know what? I never really got into Parks and Rec. I might have to give that a second shot. Because I've heard nothing but great things about it. I heard it was very, very similar in watchability to The Office. But I started to watch like the first few episodes and I just couldn't get into it. But then I heard people say that the first season of Parks and Rec was kind of like, eh. Yeah, I think I might have to try that again. So, Ultraman Dino, what's up? He says, "Hi guys, I made it a bit late, but I'm here. I have a few questions for you, Tim, or anyone that can help. Shoot them across, brother. Let's go." Dwidget says that Scrubs. Yeah, you know what? I used to watch Scrubs religiously in the first few seasons, but then it kind of jumped the shark a little bit, and I was just like, yeah, it kind of got weird. RF Aurora, but it is the U.S. version of The Office or the British version. U.S. version. I watched the British version. I love British comedy. Don't get me wrong. It's very, very dry humor. But I don't know. There's just something charming about the U.S. version for me, which is just the whole portrayals and stuff like that had real substance, you know, especially the whole Jim and Pam relationship. That for me was just like, it just gets you right here, you know, watching that relationship evolve. It was really, really good. Captain Weirdbeard says Parks and Rec is great. Rather watch it than The Office. Wow, that's not a comment I've heard. I might, just based on that alone, I might have to take another crack at it. Very cool. Ultraman Dyna. I have heard of people adding gray to their paint, which gives the color of the paint job a particular look. Do you know the ratio? No. So I know what you're talking about. Basically, it's just desaturation. It's pretty common. So the thing that you would need to keep in mind about desaturating your colors is you need to keep it on the same brightness level. So say if you have like a bright red or something, you want to desaturate that. You don't want to use a dark gray, but in the same vein, you don't want to use a light gray either, because you're going to make that into like a pinkish gray, and that's not really what you want. Maybe that is, I don't know. But if you just want to kind of bring down that saturation just a little bit, then you use kind of like a medium gray. And you probably want to use like a warmer side of gray, almost like a wheatish color. Kind of like that color. This is definitely on the warmer side of grays. Where, say, something like that, like this style gray, is much cooler in tone. It's closer to the blue side of the spectrum. So you want to use the same brightness values. But then if you do have, say, like a darker blue that you want to try and desaturate, then you do want to start using a darker tone of gray if you want to keep that brightness, that brightness level the same. So it's realistically, it's all by eye. There's no real ratio to speak of, because you can desaturate it as much as you want. Hell, you could start with gray and just add color for a super desaturated color. So, but yeah. He says, what are the Mr. Hobby primary pigment color tune colors used for CR1, CR2, 3? Are they specifically to create custom colors? I think you're talking about what, like CR1 is white, CR2 is black, CR3 I believe is just straight red. No, I mean, you can use those as straight colors. You can mix whatever colors that you want realistically. So yeah, I mean, Mr. Color mixes great together. So yeah, everybody's talking about Community. That's another one I haven't gotten into yet. Bailey, Nick Offerman, and Rob Lowe really made Parks and Rec great. Yeah, you know what, I didn't. In the ones that I've watched, I haven't really gotten into, especially Nick Offerman. He's hilarious to me. I love him. Let's go back to camera one and finish this out, because it's getting about that time. So let's just talk, shall we? Excuse me. Uh-oh, scuffle. I just encouraged some wife aggro. Have a good night, everybody. Man, happy wife, happy life, brother. Take care. Captain Weirdbeard. Star-Lord is hilarious in Parks and Rec. Yeah, there's that one meme where he's just like, you know. Excuse me. So, yeah, I might have to try Community as well. Pop pop. I don't know what that means, but it's probably funny. Ultraman Dyna, gotcha, thanks, dude. He says, I can't wait to get my hands on those Ammo / Mr. Color collaboration sets. Yeah, dude, yeah. Those are really cool looking. I gotta admit, those are really cool looking. They're more, I think they're more Mr. Color than they are Ammo. I think Ammo just more had, like, more consulting on it than anything, but that's just my feel. Arthur, more talking than taping tonight. Monday might be more masking hell. No, it is not going to be more masking hell. Well, I don't want it to be more masking hell, for real, because I can't take much more of this shit. So I'm going to probably pound on this over the weekend and try to get this shit done, to be honest. So, Ultraman Dyna, do you know when they are supposed to be released? I don't. On Facebook, Ricardo Ruiz, Silver Gunpla. He actually is in the military. He's located in Japan, I think near Tokyo as well. Ricardo's a great dude. He knows when everything is happening. So look up Silver Gunpla page on Facebook, and I would say try to contact him and ask, because if anybody knows, he knows. So yeah. Bailey says, yeah, that's been in the works for a while. It has. We've seen, I think we've seen promo shots of it, of some of the things, but yeah. Silver Maverick, yeah. I think he goes by Silver Gunpla on Facebook, if I'm not mistaken. But he goes by Silver Maverick in some other places. I think on YouTube he goes by that handle on here, but I think it's Silver Gunpla. You know what? Screw it. Let's go. Let me look it up here real quick. Hang on. Let me see. Let's see. Let's get a new Facebook window open here real quick. Let's see. Silver Gunpla? I think that's it. Yeah. Okay, so he goes by Silver Gunpla on Facebook. Here, let me do a real quick screen share, and I'll show you what we're doing. I know it's black. Hold on. Where'd it go? Oh, come on. There we go. And there we are. Okay. So, yeah, here, let's... Woo! It's moving. Got to get it centered. There we go. I don't know. I'm particular about that. So yeah, so this is Silver Gunpla on the good old Facebook. Silver Gunpla, Silver Maverick Gunpla. So I think that's where we were getting the Maverick from. But yeah, if anybody knows when those paints are coming out, Ricardo will definitely know. Obviously he gets all of the promo information for all of the new models coming out. He posts pictures of modeling conventions and stuff over there. I mean, dude is such a good hookup for information. Oh, look at this, you guys. I gotta wax poetic a little bit on this. For those of you that don't know what this is, or don't know what you're looking at, this is the winner of this year's Aura Zaku competition. This is a highly customized GM Sniper 2, and wow, just look at how beautiful this thing is. It is awesome. From what I understand, the gentleman who made this, and please don't quote me and don't hold this as gospel. But from what I understand, he's rather new to building Gunpla, but he has obviously modeling experience, right? So he has taken his modeling experience and applied it to Gunpla, and man, he just grand slam knocked it out of the park on this particular build. That is just an amazing model, in my opinion. And yeah, Hasaki Art, we need an Orizaku equivalent here badly. I just want Orizaku to open it up to other countries outside of Asia, because from what I understand, they opened it to China and I believe Hong Kong. And I think this gentleman is from Hong Kong, but don't quote me on that because I don't know. That's just rumor that I've heard. There's no way I can confirm that. But man, oh man, I am telling you, just the slight subtle weathering are on the visor here and some of the other surfaces, like right here, just these little nicks and scratches, the subtle gradient in the armor tones. You can see it darker right here on this edge and then go lighter as you go in, and then on here you can see it darker on the shoulder piece right down here on the outer perimeter, and then go lighter into that, and then also here on the head piece. The bottom of the visor is a little darker, and then it's much brighter on the top of the head. And whew, holy moly, you guys, I'm not one for a gradient style paint job, but something about this is just off the charts, just absolutely amazing. This model speaks to me on so many levels. Here's another shot of it. Oh, and the feet treatment that he gave to it is just stupid good. Just, my goodness. Wow. It's just such a solid unit. Ray, I guess is his handle. Just in the back. Wow. Hasaki Art says, GBWC is just too fancy. We need a competition that appreciates technical builds like the Orizaku. Yeah. Because Orizaku, you can enter small dioramas, because I've seen them, in there for years, but they are more focused on a single mech build, right? Oh, and then here's some other shots of some of the other pieces that were in Orizaku. I appreciate this. I'm not into the racer look, but I appreciate it. This was interesting. the what is that? The Zoc or something like that. I forget the name of it as a dress. Pretty wild. This was pretty cool. GM stuck in a net. So, we're not going to go through all these. Huh. Interesting take on a Jesta with the camphor body. But, anyway. Those are some of the Orizaku entries, man. And, like I said, they are focused solely on the build. The modeler's skill, which I really like, and I wish they had it, and I wish they opened it up to more countries, especially the U.S., because I'd probably enter that over GBWC. Let's be honest. So, it is what it is. Kuro no Sakura, the plate on the image, it said 21st All Japan Orizaku. Yeah. Orizaku's been going on for a while, you guys. For a while. Hobby Japan every year does like a super big spotlight on Orizaku. And I'm going to tell you what, those are always my favorite issues of Hobby Japan, especially back in the day when I used to, subscribe to it through a company called Rainbow 10, which is not doing that anymore, unfortunately. But man, yeah, they've been around for a while, and I wish we could enter. I wish we could enter. I'd enter that in a heartbeat. I really would. What are you going to do, you guys? It's not open to us. More's the pity. So, Carlo Castro, he says, hi, everyone. What's up, Carlo? Tad bit late. But that's okay. You're here. And you said hi. So thank you. Ultraman Dine, I used to have a ton of Hobby Japan magazines, but I sold them a long time ago. Oh, dude. I still have all mine. And I will never part with those. They're treasures to me. Hasaki art. Oh man, Rainbow 10 brings back memories. Yes, it does. They were the best. I loved Rainbow 10. Just ale home and watching Masking. Masking Hell. Rock and roll. Ultraman Dyna. I wish now that I had never done that. Yeah. What do you do, man? Hindsight's 2020, right? So you can get a lot of the scans online though. So that's kind of a plus. So, all right, guys. So, let's tie a bow around this one. Let's call it a night because it's what, 12:10. So let's wrap it up. It's the weekend, party time, Miller time. All right. So get your Titans test team. Go to chowdermecha.com. Hit up the shop store button up the top. And get you some shirts, get you some hats, get you some bags, get you some other stuff too. It's fun. And if you're interested in any of the tools that we have worked with here tonight, hit the Amazon link just below there or over there on Facebook. And you can find the tools, you can find streaming gear, you can find books for inspiration, which are really, really cool. Yeah, Hasaki Art. Tomorrow is the GBWC stream, so watch it if you're interested in that. I predict Win is going to become the first two-time world champion. That's my prediction. I'm sticking to it, and I hope that's what happens. I hope he does win. It's a beautiful piece. So, until Monday, you guys have an awesome and safe weekend. Build something cool, and just be safe out there. All right, don't party too hard. I'll be in masking hell, so I'm not going to party at all. So, until Monday, you guys, take care. I'll see you later.